Nancy, what, from a patient perspective, what in your mind is the key thing that the patient gets from the design of this awesome ICU?
You know, I think one of our core values when we were designing was that we would have good patient and family space and also safe patient space. And so the things we've done is that we have a lot of light so that patients don't feel like they're in a dark area. We have light colors, we have big windows. We have made it so that there is visualization from every patient room so that we can always see patients so that they aren't at risk of falling, or if their monitors are going off, we can see those monitors from right outside at the nurses' stations.
So from the patient perspective, obviously these are patients that are here multiple days, so to have light space to, I guess, the things of knowing day from night and all of those things, right?
Right. Yeah, this is a plain tree facility, and so we're very focused on making it a positive patient experience as well as a high-tech experience. And so we want to be sure that we're doing everything we can to prevent ICU delirium, and so that was one of our thoughts while we were designing.
Talk a little bit about the teamwork that went into the design of this before the first hammer was even hammered.
So we started in 2014, and we had a group of nurses, therapists, physicians that were all on the team. Those folks stayed the entire 2.5-year project. And we kept going back to those core values we had about what was best for the patients when we were designing. So things like ceiling lifts in every room, dialysis capabilities in every room, large family space so that the family members could be with their loved ones. We looked at all of those. In fact, we designed the unit in cardboard before we ever actually put a hammer to anything. And then we could move that cardboard around so that we were sure that we were really focused on lean concepts. We wanted the nurse to be as close to the patient as possible, and so we really focused on how do we build a core that allows the nurses to be at the bedside.
Talk a little bit about the membership of that design team.
So we had...
Okay, I'm going to stop you. Don't start with so.
Okay. I have to think who was on our design.
Don't
forget about our community member.
Oh, thank you.
But you had, I guess, just kind of outline the broad array of people and different types of folks that you had participate.
Okay, okay. I was going to say so again, that doesn't work. We had a variety of people on the team that helped design this unit. So we had a community member whose loved one had been in an ICU. We had an intensivist on the team. We had 4 staff nurses on the team. We had a physical therapist and a respiratory therapist on the team.
So you touched every part of what a patient would experience.
We really tried to, and we simulated what we thought the area would look like before we ever started design, and it really did help in design to decrease the number of changes that we might have had to make.
You kind of outlined, maybe talk a little more specifically about the family, the caregiver component that went into this and what this unit allows for.
So our community member was very focused on the fact that family members needed to be at the bedside. And so we have built a room that has staff space, patient space, and designated family space. So our yeah, I know, I was like, our community member was very focused on good family space. And so we have an entire area of our room that is focused on the family. So we have a fridge for them so that they can bring items. We have a couch that turns into a bed. We have a full-size bathroom so that they can shower or change clothes if they need to. Choked.
Say that one more time and just finish the thought.
And yeah, I know, it was the finish the thought. What was I trying to finish with? What else? USB port, okay.
Obviously, and I guess we touched on it in one of the earlier questions, these patients here, they could be here for several days. So, I mean, it's almost like the families come in and make it home.
Right. So we truly believe that the families are part of the care team. And our community member on the design team really had us focus on what families needed when they were at the bedside for several days. And so we have large bathrooms where family members can shower right at the room. We have a couch that turns into a bed. We have a fridge so family members can bring their own snacks and drinks. We have USB ports, and we have workspace for them so that if they're going to be here for long hours, they can continue with their daily life.
Talk a little bit about the other space for the family that they have access to, waiting areas, private meeting rooms with physicians if needed, et cetera.
So we have large families in our community, and so when we
Started with we have large families.
We have large families in our community, and so when we were thinking about how we had family space, we made 3 separate waiting rooms. One of them is a nutrition room where they can have family meals, and the other 2 are traditional waiting rooms. We also have conference space for families for care conferences, and then we have respite areas for the family if they've heard bad news or we have a code going on. There's some place where they can go where they can be alone and to deal with the issues.
And all very tastefully and very warm and family focused.
Right. Throughout design, we focused on soft colors. We did a lot of artwork that was regional that staff actually did much of. So every room carries the theme of warmth and comfort throughout the unit.
What about from the staff comfort level?
I think that
I know
needs
you
to
have this amazing.
that needs to be a Susan one, I think, since she was staff.
Well, that's good, that too.
So from the staff perspective, we made sure that the nurses and therapists could all be close to the bedside and that they had conjoined workspaces so that they could communicate what was going on with their patients. We also have a break room for the staff that has a view of the river and is really a soothing area that you can go back to. In addition, we built a respite room just for staff where they could do things where they just needed to get away. Maybe they've had a bad code and they needed some time away. Maybe it's a young mother who needs to provide milk for a baby. We've created that space so that they can go be by themselves. We have a rocking chair. We have sound system built into the unit.
From a functionality standpoint, as an ICU manager, talk about that piece. I know we took video of a lot of different things that were designed into it to allow the patient to recover without, I guess, intrusion from the outside world.
I'm not sure where to go with that particular question. So I think that we looked throughout the system at how did we blend functionality, need, and a healing environment. And so this is a unique ICU in that we built a gym so that our patients could begin rehabbing while they were still on the ventilator. We built space for everyone involved so that they could be close to the family members, but that we also had supplies and equipment close to where the nurses needed it. So throughout, we really looked at how do we bring everyone together to create a healing environment that is also very functional.
What sets the design of this unit apart in your mind?
I think the fact that we used lean concepts. I think that the staff were the ones who designed and created the unit. Our architectural company was very focused on what was best for patients, families, and staff throughout, and I think that made a difference in the end product. This is a unit that has flexibility. It has the care needs that a patient is going to require. It's very high tech, but at the same time, we have created a lot of high touch.
Can we ask that? Can you just refresh the computer?
I saw that, yeah.
I want to re-ask that. That was really great.
Oh, you think I'm going to be able to get that a second time?
He does this.
What was the question again?
It's just